Hey everybody, Dustin here from Backcountry Cuisine, and today we're talking about fry pans. Woo! I didn't actually hear All right, so fry pans. Now, a really fun thing to do when you're out backpacking or car camping is to cook up some pancakes. But doing that is not so easy. I mean, backpacking fry pans are notorious for scorching the bottom and leaving the middle of it all squishy and mushy. First off, most important, absolutely, you gotta have a good stove. You need to have a stove that simmers really, really well. It needs to get down to a nice low flame. Ideally, it's got a wider burn head too. So I'm using the MSR WinPro 2. So that's number one, good stove that simmers well. Number two is pan thickness. And so, you might say, well, I want to be ultra light, so I want the smallest, lightest pan I can possibly get. And that's great and all, but thin pans, they transfer the heat faster. You tend to get more scorching. Number two, pan thickness is one of them. Number two is the surface of the pan. So you have uncoated, completely uncoated. You've got some kind of lightly coated. Again, an anodized. Anodized do a little bit better than uncoated. And then you've got stuff like the Teflon coating or the ceramic coating that MSR has. A couple other companies have that too. Uncoated, you're gonna have a lot of you're gonna really be working hard to do pancakes. You can do other things, especially sauces and that kind of stuff, but if you try to do pancakes or baked goods in these, then they really struggle at that. So highly recommend getting a non-stick surface. I'm gonna go from lightest weight to heaviest weight. So let's start off with the Toaks titanium fry pan lid. So this is actually a part of a kit. It comes with I think a 1.8 liter titanium cook pot, and this is the lid that goes for it. This only weighs in 2.3 ounces, so even if you didn't bring the cook pot, you could still use this just for your fry pan. Only 2.3 ounces, super awesome. It's $50 for the pot and the lid, so pretty cheap when you think about titanium, and you get a cook pot, and you get a fry pan. That's a pretty good deal. Now, problem? Super thin material. This is what makes titanium so great, is it can be really thin. The problem is heat transfers really fast right through the bottom of the pan. So let's make up a pancake and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna do this with no oil or butter because I want you to see the difference between the different ones. All right, so first things first, like I said before, make sure you've got a stove that can get a nice low flame going on. I wouldn't make it too big either. Smaller than the pan, so because you need to be able to get underneath it with your spatula. Now, uncoated pans, you can use metal utensils. And so metal utensils do way better. Get a little wind action here. Oh, sure. Wind kicks up now. Nice. Metal utensils do a way better job at scraping underneath. So I do like that part of it, but a plastic one is going to be necessary for the non-stick surfaces. Now it's already going, and because I had to kick it up for the wind, I can smell it. Uh-oh, I can see that it's nice and cooked, but it's not coming up. And so again, what tends to happen is you get this, it just cooks really fast on the bottom, and it doesn't have a chance to actually cook through on the pancake, and so you end up getting burnt on the bottom, gooey on the inside. Even with a thin, runny pancake like I made, it's still not going to work out great. Yeah, see, I can smell it burning, and it's not even cooked on the edges yet. Metal scraper, doing okay. You have to be patient. Not easy. So you can see that, it actually turned out not too bad, but there's a lot of charring around the outside, but not too shabby. Had to be really careful, but it's still a little bit doughy on the inside. It's hard to see, but it's a little bit squishy. Metal utensil though, you try to do that with a plastic spork or even one of these. forget it. Make sure you clean it really well between uses. Otherwise, the stuck food is gonna stick still, and you're just gonna put new fresh food on top of that that's gonna stick. So that's the Toaks titanium. Pretty good, not so good. A little cheat you can do for these really thin pans is you can take the metal lid off of a can, stainless steel can, and put that as a kind of spacer between the two and help it to get a little bit more thickness. Now, of course, you're just adding weight, right? So this is the lightest weight lid I could find, and it's about 1.2 ounces. So, you know, you're adding another ounce to it. So that makes this, what, 3.4 ounces now? 3.4. I'm gonna put that on as a diffuser plate. Pancake batter. The diffuser plate helps to act as if you've got a thicker pan at the bottom. It also helps to lower that temperature of your stove because it's harder for that heat to get through. So it just slows the process down a little bit. Ugh. So it's cooking slower, so it's not going to be as burnt, but it's almost too slow. And obviously, you really need to coat this thing. Otherwise, you're just going to have a mess on your hand. So we got another pancake. So it really slows things down, which is nice. So it's a pretty viable option if you want to go with a really lightweight pan. All right, number two, Evernew titanium fry pan. This one is 4.9 ounces, so it's a little bit heavier, 4.9 ounces, $54 all by itself. So titanium, often expensive. Evernew, notoriously way more expensive than most things are. So let's try this one out. Definitely a thicker bottom. I can feel that it's not giving as much. And yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. Now, because this is a coated pan, I don't want to use the metal spatula. I've got to switch over to the plastic spatula, or else you're going to scratch the surface. I mean, I scratched the surface on the titanium. It just doesn't matter. So much better, but still sticking. So it looks way better, and it's doing a pretty good job at not being as sticky, but it's still sticking. So my pancake looks more golden on the bottom. I'm much happier with it. A little bit of sticking. Not horrible, not great. All right, well, there's my pancake. Pretty nice. So pretty good. It's a little bit gooey on the inside still, though. Better than the last one, but still gooey on the inside. All right. Okay, next on the list is the fry bake pan. This is a classic Knowles backpacking fry pan. They are durable. These things are tough as nails. They do have a coating on the outside, but whatever they coated it with, you can't scratch it with one of these metal ones. So these things are awesome. They're also pretty heavy. 7.1 ounces. 7.1 ounces. $64. Also pretty expensive. It does come with a really nice lid. A nice tight-fitting lid for baking. You can actually put coals or have a little fire on top of this thing. So it's a pretty cool little pan, but pretty darn heavy as well. It's intended for months on the trail. All right, so let's give this one a shot. See how it does. Thing about the fry bake pans is you do need a pot grabber too. So I found these little 1 ounce pot grabbers that work really well. If this is a really heavy pan with a lot of food in it, then that's a little bit harder to work with. Fry bake makes these like bomber aluminum jaw things, but they're like 4 ounces. But then these things just are super bomber. You can really pick things up well. So depending on the pan, sometimes they have integrated handles and sometimes they don't. Another thing I don't like about these is you can either forget them at home, done that before, or lose them on the trail. I haven't lost them on the trail, but that is totally a possibility when you got things that aren't connected. I think it's time to flip. Let's see how this does. Oh, much better. Much better. Again, this is no oil, right? No oil at all in this. It was just like the little mildest of sticking. Oh, beautiful golden pancake. Oh, pretty excited about this one. Should be good. Hey, let's try this out. See how it's doing under there. Feeling pretty good. Yeah. So again, nice and golden on this one. Beautiful on both sides. Did not stick very much. And cooked all the way through. So much better than either of those two lighter weight ones. But there's a cost to that because this is a heavier pan. So again, this is the fry bake pan, and it's quite a bit more expensive, right? Like I said before, it is $64, 7 ounces. So we're really getting up in weight, and this one again was 4.9, so 5 ounces versus 7 ounces. 2 more ounces, much better product. So, but you got to at least have 1 more ounce for the pot grabber too. So that is something. Now, I did save my favorite one for last, and it's actually not the heaviest one. This is the MSR ceramic coated pan, 6.6 ounces, and it is $40. And it has a ceramic coating on the inside. And while you can't use the metal spatula, it is so non-stick. Oh, you just watch. You just watch. Another cool feature I like about this pan is that it's got an integrated handle in it, but you can, see if I can do this when it's on here, you can take the handle off pretty easily. So then I could put a dome over top of this, bake with it. All the parts over here are metal then, and yeah, so that's a pretty cool system. Goes on pretty easily. And then it folds on the inside. Oh my. Like butter. Like butter. I mean, like literally it's like butter. It's as if there is as if there's oil or butter in there. It is perfect. There was no sticking at all, no scratching. Plastic spatula, bam, done. That has been my experience with this thing the whole time. It's just really good. All right, let's check this out. Oh, again, butter. So, just take a look at that. I mean, golden on both sides. Again, no oil, nothing in there. This is just out of the pan and perfectly cooked all the way through. So good. Now, I chose pancakes because I believe they are probably the hardest things to cook when you're in the backcountry, because they are really finicky about the type of pan and pot you're using. So, key features, again, simmering stove, really, really low simmer, or at least be able to control it really well, and then a relatively thick bottom pan, and the non-stick surface when you're backpacking is awesome. So, first choice for me is the MSR ceramic. Second choice would be the fry bake pan. Very durable. If you're looking for a durable pan, absolutely, hands down, this is the one, because this thing will take a beating for a long time. And then I wouldn't even use the other two. I bought them because I thought I might use them. I would never use them for pancakes. I might use them for like a little saute or something, or if I was rehydrating fruit or something like that, but there was water in it. So yeah, that's it. I definitely, that MSR ceramic skillet, 8 inches, 6.6 ounces. Awesome. All right, everybody. That's it for today. We're going to head out, and I'm going to make myself some more pancakes. Take care, everybody, and eat well.